Hey, Shalom. Yahaba Shemel Shabbatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Elabah Ba Shemel Shah to the sisters, priest and officer Yaquatsa, under Commander Jenny Hanna. I'm affiliated with the One West Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, which is the home of the truth, which was established since 1969 out of One West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, though. Our thing is to teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians our culture, the truth of the Bible, the type of God we serve, and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves in the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood. I got the mighty young man, Marcus, with me today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to this brother that has a newborn child. He got a newborn son. You know what I'm saying? Let's give a hand to that mighty man. So now we're going to speak about Jesus Christ that the world know him as, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, here's the thing. Yahushua Mashiach is the actual name, Hebrew name for Jesus Christ, though, which means deliverer or savior. You know, most people throughout the earth notice that Christ existed at one point in time in the earth, though, and Christ was around teaching the people, specifically the Israelites, though, you know what I'm saying, of Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But the thing is, though, a lot of people of the world believes that Jesus Christ is the most high God, which doesn't make sense at all. And that's not biblical. Nowhere in the Bible where Jesus Christ specifically say he's the most high living power. No, you know. And the thing, and we're going to go into that too, though, because the thing is, though, if Christ say if he's the son of the most high or he's the son of man, then how could he be the most high or the creator of all things? It just don't make sense. You know, we know that the most high order Christ to do the work, though, as well as the angels to do the work, though, but Christ is not the most high. But we're going to prove that, though. I'm going to bring out precepts to show who Christ is and who the most high is, and it's going to break down that Jesus Christ or Yahweh Shai Bashan and the most high living power are two different things, you know. Two different, absolutely two different things. You know, if brothers or sisters in the class have a question, you know, they can raise their hand and ask them, and we can get on with it, though. So first and foremost, though, we go to Revelations chapter 1, verse 1. Let's to get some understanding. You know, we go do that first. Revelations chapter 1, verse 1. Because in this precept, though, is going to reveal who Christ is first and foremost. You know, like Christianity claimed to say that God and Christ don't have color and believe they the same thing and all this other garbage, though, which don't make sense, though. No, you're not saying Christianity and other religions just don't have an understanding of the Bible, because the Bible has context. You know, you gotta understand who's the Bible referred to. What's the subject about? You know, the Bible's not a comic book for, you know, things of that nature. We got Revelation chapter 1, verse 1, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God, because in this context, though, where it says God, it's this would be the most high God, because it's capital G, capital O, capital D. So that God in that context is the most high God, which is someone else, not Christ. I'm gonna read it again. Revelations, that's a cut right there. Revelations chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave it to him. Right. So somebody's giving something to Jesus Christ, though. So this shows you that in this context, God and Jesus Christ are not the same. You know, to show to his servants things which must surely come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. So this is the Most High giving Christ orders, or speaking or bringing up, revealing who Christ is, or but also in this context that we have John the Revelator. This is John the Revelator that's showing that the Most High and Christ is two different people. Though we can see in this context though John the Revelator saying that Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him. So that's two different people right there. When you understand the context of what it said. Now we go jump to verse 13 though, because John the Revelator is going to reveal who Jesus Christ is. Right? Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, and like unto the Son of Man. So we gotta understand though, when it speaking about the seven candlesticks, it's speaking about the seven churches, right, or the seven congregations, and also when it's referring to the Son of Man, who is it? Who? Let me ask you a question. Who is the Son of Man? Say it again, loudly. Christ. There you go. Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So it can be no way that the Most High or people say God or we know him as the Most High living power will ever say he's the Son of Man. You can't be the Most High or quote unquote God that Christianity teaches and call yourself the Son of Man. That just don't make sense. The Most High is not a schizophrenic. And throughout the Bible, when we read and understand the Bible, Christ is no goddamn schizophrenic. You know, so I don't know what they be talking about. You know, Christ, the Most High is not schizophrenic. Christ is not schizophrenic. So it's going to break it down more. The Son of Man is Christ. Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So the Son of Man cloth with a garment down to the foot. Christ had a war garment down to the foot, though. A warrior-like garment that down to the foot, though, right? And girt about the pass with the golden girdle. Christ wore a warrior belt around his garment because the warrior belt looks similar to like a WWF championship world heavyweight title belt or a WWE. You know what I said? Title belt is silver though. You know what I said? Nothing's new under the sun. That's what the warrior belt looked like though. The same belts that you see that WWF have, WCW have, or you know what I'm saying, or world boxing, MMA, mixed martial arts have. It's the same concept though. You know what I'm saying? That's the same type of belt that Christ had, but it was all gold. You know what I'm saying? And again, this shows you nothing is new under the sun. You know, that wasn't made up though. That was back since ancient times. Christ wore a war belt around his garment though to protect the vulnerable areas like his stomach and his lungs and all other things of that nature. You know. Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool, right? As white as snow. So the context revealing about Jesus Christ, though, that Christ's hair was white like was wool, like woolly, kinky hair, sheep hair. You know what I'm saying? That's one context. Another context is the color, right? White as snow, because blacks, Latinos, and Native First Nation people, when they get up in age or when they start to build a lot of wisdom, their hair turn gray, white. We see all the time. We see every day. You know, that's the only people that's known to have that type of hair, specifically of Negroes, Latinos, and First Nation people. No other nation. African hair is they type of nappy hair, key hair is different from Negro hair. It's entirely different. Their hair look like sandpaper. Our hair looks good. Our hair it's something distinct. Even with the skin tone, the skin tone of Negroes, Latinos, and First Nation people glow. African skin tone look ashy and matte and dirty. Dirty. You're not right. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows that our people is entirely different from the other nations. Facts. This is who's revealing Christ, right? Facts. We ain't good off it. They say this is what the Bible says. And the Bible is real clear with context and distinction. You know what I'm saying? Just like we go to college and you read a book to do a book assignment. You got to understand context. And when you what's that joint called? You because I've been in college, I graduated college. You mark things up and you cite things so you can understand who did you get it from, so it's not plagiarized, or you understand the context of the specific story that you're doing on this book assignment, or right. It's not, but back to the topic though, uh, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Why is it said that Christ's eyes were like a flame of fire though? Because usually when blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people drink wine in moderation, their eyes turn red. We see that all the time, when we quote unquote get popped, or I'm saying, we don't always necessarily get drunk, because you don't necessarily not supposed to get drunk though. You don't want to be a drunkard, but you can drink wine in moderation. See, wine, Christ was known to be a wine bibber. We read the stories about Christ, but the point is though, is describing why Christ's eyes turned red, because he drank wine in moderation. And we see today, even in 2026, blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people moderately drink wine or Hennessy or something like that, or freaking or Heineken or 211. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever type of alcohol that blacks, Latinos, and First Nation consistently drink them. You know what I'm saying? Because even we drink alcohol though, we consistent in precise and particular on what we drink. We don't just pop off any damn thing like white people do. You know what I'm saying? They drink, they drink anything or do something and get effed up, and they be out of order. That's not us. We observe it. But where we at, verse 15, and his feet light into fine brass. What's brass? Brass is a derivative of brown, right? So if I pull my keys out, right, one of my house keys, apartment keys, is brass, a derivative of brown. This is brass right here. This is color of brass, a derivative of brown. Now let's go further, even more, as if it burnt and it fires. When you put something in the furnace, though, what color does it turn? Black. There you go. See, black. So Christ was a very dark-skinned man. You know what I'm saying? So Christ would be today a so-called Black American or African American. You know what I'm saying? Not a Nigerian, not a Ethiopian, not a Ugandan, not no trash Sudanese. Christ would be a so-called African American or a Black American or so-called Negro today, very dark skinned, because every nation of people have different shades of brown pigmentation though, but you are what your forefather are. So that matters in every way. Color and identity matters everywhere. Last step on it, in his voice as the sound of many waters. Christ spoke with authority. Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people got deep voice. We got deep voice though, because we speak with authority. When we tell a child, a son, daughter, or a child, or somebody they know beneath us to do this, do that though, we speak with authority though, so they know that's authority speaking though. So 9 times out of 10 they go obey it, especially when we're in the right spirit of the Most High. Right, especially, so this right here cuts Revelation chapter 1, verse 1, and jumps to Revelation chapter 1, 13, and 15, shows that Christ is not the Most High. It says that Christ is the Son of Man. The Most High, the creator of all things, cannot be a son of man. What are we talking about? Hello, the downtown central library will be closing in 45 minutes. Let's go to Revelation 22, chapter 22, verse 12. Please see a staff member. 22 verse 12. Let me know when you got it. It's the very last book. Revelation chapter 22, and we start at verse 12. You got it? All right, just the book of Revelation chapter 22 verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be. This is Christ right here. This is speaking about Christ, because in this time when Christ returned back to the earth though, and he rewards the 144,000 men of Negro, Latino, and African American American Indians, though, he gonna reward us according to the work that we did. He's gonna put crowns on our head. The Most High is not gonna do that. The Most High is gonna be in his throne. The Most High is gonna order Christ, give Christ the green light to come back, to return back to the earth when that time comes. And Christ is gonna be holding down. Christ is going to obey what the Most High says. The angel is going to obey what Christ said, because Christ will be the next highest ranking thing after the Most High. So this ain't talking about the most. This ain't talking about the Most High God. Christ is going to be on the earth rewarding people. It's going to be either a good reward, or a bad reward. You don't want to receive the bad reward, because when you see the bad reward on earth, though, it's going to be bloodshed. So in this context right here, when it says I come quickly, my reward is with me, though, because the scriptures say that Christ will come as a thief at night. We don't know when he's coming. It's going to be a rule. It's going to be a rude awakening. The Most High is not, and it's not going to return to the earth, though. The Most High doesn't need to do that. He's not obligated to do that. The Most High does where he's supposed to be at, though. The Most High don't follow orders from nobody. So when it's speaking about somebody returning back, rewarding somebody, it's speaking about Christ. It says, I come quickly and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be. So the other nations is going to receive a judgment. You know what I'm saying? Whether they go be put to death or they go be put in chains. That's their reward. Now our reward is either two options. If we were obeying and following the Most High properly, and following Christ properly, like we're supposed to, and we're gonna be put to death if the thermonuclear missiles don't get us. We're gonna be put to death by Christ. Christ is gonna be doing some unaliving. Now, if we are obedient like we're supposed to, and don't keep the commandments and following orders and doing the work of the Lord, though, when Christ returns, he's going to reward us for current. We're going to receive crowns on our head. The 144,000 is going to be receiving crowns on their head to have rulership under Christ. And then the rest of the brothers and sisters that cling in, that obey, is going to be rewarded to partake in the kingdom. But far as us, though, we're striving for the rulership, for the crown. I don't want to just receive salvation, though. I want to be able to rule, have rulership under Christ. So that's what we're striving for. So Christ is going to be doing that effect, though, not the Most High. The Most High doesn't do that. The Most High orders Christ to do the work, though. It's a difference. Christ is going to be on the earth, though, not the Most High. So we can't sit here and say that Christ and the Most High is the same thing. Christianity have no understanding. It's the reason why we behoove every brother and sister to get under command of Jenihana and learn from the men that's under command of Jenihana, because we are approved to teach the Bible in its proper context. Nobody else could, because you got some other fake Israelite groups that believe that Christ and the Most High is the same thing. This why, you know what I'm saying, we don't affiliate with them. You know what I'm saying? All this breakage and separation and all this type of confusion. You know, we don't do that. We don't do that. Not up in here. Verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they have right to the tree of life, which is salvation. You know what I'm saying? Which is the breath of life, to have rulership, which is heaven, which is paradise. That's the tree of life, paradise, heaven, rulership. You know, the other nations serving you like they're supposed to in the first place, because that was the whole purpose of the other nations, was to serve us. The white man, the Arab man, the Chinese man, the African man, the East Indian man, the Hawaiian man, all those Japhet, Ham, and people that's outside of Israel, nations outside of the nation of Israel, were supposed to serve us, but we blew it and fucked that up. You know what I'm saying? And it's lacking for the French to be specific, though. But my point is, though, It's a lesson learned though, but we the only people that can get right with the Most High. And again, in this context, they're speaking about Christ returning though. What I'm saying? The Most High don't return back to the earth. Christ is going to be Christ returning back to the earth though. So this clearly shows that Christ and the Most High are not the same. It's not the same. Christ is going to rewarding people on earth, whether it's a good reward or a bad reward. Verse 13, I am Alpha and Omega. So this is important to understand. And this going to show you that Christ is not the Most High. What it's referring to, the Alpha and the Omega. Who's the Alpha, if I may? Could you take a guess though? Who's the Alpha? Yeah, but if you could give who's the Alpha in this time, who's the Alpha? You come in, brother. Come to class if you want to learn. Who? No, you could take a seat, man. Go ahead, man. We learned. I'm teaching, man. You can feel free to ask questions, but you can have a seat, man. You gotta that's right though. That's halfway right though. But who's the Alpha? But who's the Alpha though? No. I mean, like back then, who was the Alpha? Do you know back then who was the Alpha? Yeah. You don't know? It was Adam because in the beginning, Adam was the first man. He's not the first man that was created though, but Adam was the first man to receive the breath of life. He was the first man to receive the truth though. So that was Christ in the flesh at that time because Christ is already an angel though, but far as like the first man to receive the truth though, that was Christ in the flesh, incarnated back at time. That was Christ because on the sixth, real quick, I'm sorry about it. On the sixth day, mankind was created on the sixth day, I believe. And then on the seventh day, Adam was the first man to receive the breath of life. But prior to that, though, mankind was already created, though. As far as like having common sense, though, you know what I'm saying? Because animals rely off of instinct. People rely off of common sense, right or wrong. But at the same time, Adam was the first man to receive the truth. Or you go ahead, brother. It's no sweat, man. Thank you. Yeah, you go. I love your serving, by the way. Hey, next time, hey, shut up, man. You show up and sign in, man. Next time, brother. Definitely, man. Well, I'm here every Tuesdays from 4:30 to 6. Right. This clearly shows that Christ is not the Most High because the Alpha was Christ when he was Adam during that time. He was the first, right? And the Omega will be Christ, right? Omega was referring to Christ, the beginning and the end, because now you get it right. The beginning and the end, because the Alpha was the beginning. That was Christ back when he was Adam, when he was the first man to receive the truth. Right. That's not the Most High. The Most High is the Creator. The Most High gives the orders to Christ and give the order to the angels. And the men of the Lord follow the orders of the Most High. Right? We follow the orders of the Most High because we keep the commandments. We have right structure. We conduct brotherhood. We do, you know what I'm saying? We do the work of the Lord. So that's the whole point, though. So this to show that there's a distinction that the Alpha and the Omega is Jesus Christ. The Alpha was Adam, which was Christ in the times of old. That was Christ back then, incarnated during the times of old. And then the Omega is the New Testament when he was Christ, the Omega, and Christ returning in the near future down to the earth though to receive rulership though, because Christ had to return again to get his rulership though. He got to get his rulership. He didn't have his rulership back when he was out, when he was back then, but he got to return. That's why it's referring him being the Omega as well too. The beginning and the end, the first and the last. Right. It's referring to Jesus Christ. It's not referring to the Most High. It's referring to Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Right. Verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, and that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter to the gates into the city. Right. So it is our job as Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people to obey the Lord, follow Christ righteously, and do the work of the Lord and deal with each other righteously. That's our job right there. That's all we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be going into some white man's war and all this other stuff and trying to be Democratic or Republican, and because that leads us to serving another God, and first and foremost, and that it destroys us from following Christ. We're supposed to follow Christ, because if we follow Christ, then we will be worshiping the Most High, because I'm saying the Most High Christ, because right now the greatest man walking the earth right now is commanding Jenny Hanna. I want a sidebar, but until Christ return, what I'm saying. And then even when Christ returned, though, he's still under the Most High. The Most High stays in his throne. Christ and the angels are able to come to the earth, though. But when Christ returned, though, he'll be back in the flesh. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm making this distinction that Christ is not the Most High God. So we got to understand that. When we understand the context of it, though, even though like me, how I'm breaking down and explaining, though, it may be a little wordy, though, but I do get to the point, though, to understand that who's it referring to at first before I try to like elaborate or explain why to get the proper fundamental of it, though. Like, we got to understand first and foremost, the Alpha and Omega is talking about Jesus Christ and Mashiach. It's not talking about the Most High. It's talking about Jesus Christ, though, because it's speaking about a man that's on the earth, though. The Alpha will be Adam. He's the first man to receive the truth. The Omega would be Christ, Jesus Christ, Yahushua Mashiach, because he's the last man. That's the greatest of them all, and the king, the King of Kings. You see what I'm saying? Where we at? It's more to it, though. Move on. We go to 1 Corinthians 8 verse 6. Because now we gonna read what Paul and them saying. You know what I'm saying? We can read about what Paul is speaking about. Because a lot of people claim they know Paul and understand Paul. And you don't know Paul. You don't understand Paul. Because if you did know Paul, you wouldn't be walk around saying that Christ and the Most High is the same. No, you wouldn't. Because Paul know that Christ and the Most High is not the same. They're not the same. You don't know Paul. Shut up. We got 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 6. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 6. Yeah, and I say it like that, though, because you lying to the Most High. You lying on the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you have said that Christ and the Most High is the same people. No, you lying to the Bible. You lying to God. And the Lord is against liars, especially liars. And if you purposely knowing you lying, though, but right. But 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 6. But to us there is but one God, the Father. So what Paul is referring to, that the Most High, it's talking about the Most High, the Father, because Christ. I said before in the Revelations 1:13, Christ is the Son of Man, so he can't be the Father. Be the Father. So in this context, it's about the Father, the Most High, of whom are all things, and we in Him, and one Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, by whom are all things, and we by Him. Verse 7 is more to it. 6, no, that's it right there. We go 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. Here's a good one right here. Let me know when you got it. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. Here's a cutter right here. Be ye followers of me. No, slack it. That was one. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. This is speaking about rank and order right here. The head of every man in this earth is Jesus Christ, or Yahushua Mashiach. We got that right there. We all under Christ. Every man is under Christ, right? And the head of the woman is the man. So this to tell you that women and men are not created equal. This whole equal shit, you know what I'm saying? We gotta do away and get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Dispose of it though. There's no such thing as no equality in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, America don't treat blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people equally though. And so that just shows you right there. There's no equality though, because I'm a sidebar real quick though. In the old Constitution though, blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people were still 3/5 of a human, and they never got rid of that. So what we talking about? So I'm about to get onto it though. And the head of Christ is God, the Most High. Right. I'm gonna read it again. 1 Corinthians 11, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God, who is the Most High. So God and Jesus are not equal. They are not the same, you know. And just like man and woman is not the same, you know what I'm saying? The head of the woman is her man, whether it's her father, her camp leader, her husband, her brother, her uncle. That you're right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's how it's supposed to go. You know, I'm gonna deal with that another time, back with the whole, you know what I'm saying, the man being head of the woman though, because that's interesting to understand based on context. You know what I'm saying? What I just said earlier though. But it just specifically said that the head of Christ is God. So God and Christ are not equal. God and Christ not the same thing. And what I said in Revelation chapter 1, verse 13, Christ is the Son of Man. So the Son of Man cannot be the Most High. It just don't make sense. We go to Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15. Let me know you got that. Hebrews, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 15. And for this cause, you got your Slocky, if I may, you got you a Bible app, right? You looking at your KJV, yeah, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. You got the KJV Bible app with the Apocrypha, right? Yeah. I'm gonna have you download the Blue Letter Bible that shows the Hebrew, the Syrian Hebrew, because you already got a copy of the ancient Hebrew. You already got a copy of that. But you can download the Blue Letter for the Syrian though. But I'm glad you got that. But Hebrews chapter 9 verse 15. This is a good cut right here. And for this he is the mediator of the New Testament. So I'm gonna ask, who is the mediator of the New Testament? Say it again, loud and clear. Jesus Christ, right? Yep. Say it again, loud and clear for the audience. Yep. Jesus Christ, Yahushua Mashiach, is the mediator of the New Testament. And Christianity loved the New Testament though. But Christianity is claiming that Jesus and God is the same thing. So my question is, how is Christ the Most High, but he's a mediator of the New Testament? Let's look up mediator. We go look up mediator real quick. Go look up the mediator. Share screen real quick. If I can stretch the screen. Okay, so the mediator what does mediator mean? Mediator means a person who attempts to make people involved in a conflict come to an agreement or go between. Right. So the mediator, Christ is an agreement with the Israelites and the Most High, because in order for us to receive proper salvation, since we live in the New Testament, we got to go through Christ. It just says it just says that uh, for this cause he's the mediator of the New Testament, right? That by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, right? Because in the first covenant, in the Old Testament, it was speaking about the time of Moses, right? It was speaking about the Old Testament, even during the time of Adam, which is the chosen seed line, which was a proto Israelite. Adam, Noah, and all of them, and Job, the proto Israelites, because those were chosen seed lines. And then during the time of Moses, when it was the written time, because back then it was oral tradition. Now, in the time of Moses, during the book time, the written time, though, it was the Israelites, you know what I'm saying, who are the chosen people, you know what I'm saying? And now, in the New Testament, the mediator is Christ. So the Old Testament is done with. We dealing with the New Testament. In order to get through the Most High, we got to get through Christ. And Christ follows orders from the Most High. So it clearly shows you that Christ and the Most High is not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The mediator can be the Most High. The mediator is Christ, because we got to get through him in order for us to reach the Most High. We got to, Christ reports to the Most High, and the Most High is the ultimate decision maker. You see what I'm saying? Right. You know, right. Oh, here's another one we could look at too. Hold on. We could look at give me 1 second. It's another one. We'll be back. No, slocking. Where we at? Where we at? Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna find another one. The word estranged. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the Bible dictionary and look up the word mediator as well too. Mediator in the Bible, in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, one who brings about friendly relations between two or more estranged people. So we're gonna look up the word estranged, because definition of words matter, but much more important though, besides definition of words, context, because words have more than one meaning. So let's not forget that, right? Context. Niggas, we got a lot of different meanings with a lot of different words. That's why a lot of different races don't understand how we talk. That's why everybody can't understand his Bible, because his Bible is written for niggas. We talk a certain way, and it's not meant for everybody, right? Which makes sense. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to it. Hold on. I'm gonna go. Slog it. Okay, estranged. Matter of fact, for time's sake, estranged. Having lost a former closeness and affection, resulting in a state of distance unfriendliness or alienation from someone you were close to. Right. We were alienated from the Most High because in the times of old, we disobeyed the Most High. The Most High, right. During the time we disobeyed the Most High, though. But because of Christ in the New Testament, in the time of the Roman Empire, because of Christ and Christ dying for us and him doing what the Lord do, it's because of Christ, though, we have a chance to come back into the Most High. And this shows you that tie is not the same thing. The Lord doesn't do that. It's a situation with Christ. Christ is the mediator. We got to get through Christ that once roamed this earth in order to get with the Most High. You know, so that just clearly shows you that Christ and the Most High is not the same thing. Let's go to Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. The book of Psalms. '82, 82, verse 6. And this the book of Psalms. You got it? Let me know you got it. I should be able to get two more precepts before we wrap it up. Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. This the book of Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. You got it? This the book of Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods. So why is King David bringing this out, though? Because in this context, King David is saying that we can be gods. Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people could be gods. The word God just means title, judge, or authority. That's what it means. You know, I'm gonna type in God. God. Right. So, if I may, when I read the word God in definition, it just means God is a supreme being defined as uh, the, uh, the creator, ruler, and ultimate of all existence. Though, but that's just but it's not talking about this. Not talking about the Most High because because usually it just means ruler, judge, or authority. It's not talking about the Most High God. You know.
Good evening. The central will be closing in 15. Please begin to wrap up work and gather your belongings. Thank you.
Let me see if it should be enough. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, it should be in the Bible dictionary. All right. So for the word God, definition of the word God, yes, being attributed, because somewhere here is supposed to say judge, power, authority, you know. You see, because the word God really don't mean creator. It's supposed to mean judge, power, or authority. You know, it ain't. But for time's sake, though, I'm gonna finish the precept though, because again, everything has context. Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, ye are gods and all you are children of the Most High. Right. The Most High. See, it's making a distinction between the Most High and gods, because it said gods, which is plural. See, ye are gods. That's plural. And the word God just means judge, title, or authority. Why is it saying gods? Because it's plural. So it's referred to judge, power, or authority, or ruler. It is referred to us when we are in the right state of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And even like in the future when we back in rulership though. Right. Even like Donald Trump though, he's a ruler. Right. Trump is a ruler. Kim Jong-un is a ruler. You know what I'm saying? Uh the Russian dude, Putin, he's a ruler. You know what I'm saying? We get the point though. Those are just different rulers. But the Most High would be the supreme ruler. Christ is a ruler, a judge. You know, right. I'm read this precept again. Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, to show you that the Most High God and Christ is not the same. Right. I have said, ye are gods. That's plural. Right. And all of you are children of the Most High. So it's speaking about blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people, the Israelites. We are the children of the Most High because the Most High gave us the breath of life. He gave us uh, the promise, you know? Right. Yep. Last precept, and I'm gonna end the class for today. We got to get going. Philippians chapter 2, verse 5. Philippians. This is last precept for time's sake. Just the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 5. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, Amashiach Yahushua, or Christ Jesus. Verse 6, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. Right. So Christ is letting you know that he is a God because he's a judge, authority, he's a ruler. He's a man of the Lord, but he's not the Most High God. Right. He's not equal with the Most High. He's the son. Remember I said in the book of Revelations that Christ is the Son of Man. That you can't be the Most High in the Son of Man. That just doesn't make sense. And the Most High, to end this topic, is not schizophrenic, and Christ that we see right now is not schizophrenic. I'm gonna wrap it up for the class. You know, we do more about that. Christ and the Most High is not the same. People. A module, which means to stand. Do the security announcements. ISUPK security announcements. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the ties, which commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It means 10 in Hebrew. Ma'asra, which means 10% of every penny and any increase the Lord gives to you. Give to the general. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like to hold. Upcoming holy convocations, memorial of the blood trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Friday, September 11, 2026, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 26. Remind Akim Akwatium to check bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, headband, scarf. With that being said, let's give us a courtesy salute to the teachers, myself, men of Israel. Amach, which made a stand. Amach Shabbat, Amach Barak, Yahaba Shibi Al Shabrakatah. Yazbata, Sar. Sar, which means turn. Let's give a courtesy salute to the sisters or the Aquatia in the class and that's watching online. Sisters, Amaja, which means stand. Amaja Shabbat, Amaja, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Ba Shemi Al Shah. Yazbata, class dismissed. Yeah,
That's amazing.
hey, appreciate it, mighty man. I'm gonna give you that too, if I may.